Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Seven Fires Temple in the great city of Sin for tonight's ball game between the Sin City Samurai and the Washington Trident. Hello, everyone. Chad Rowland here in the booth, and beside me tonight is none other than John Warren, back again, teaming up with me. John, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Good to be back in the booth with you on this occasion.
So Washington coming in here in their history have never beaten Sin City. What is the key for them to finally get that victory tonight?
Yeah, Sin City's owned all 6 of these matchups, but Washington's kind of flipped the script this year. They've got a really high-octane passing offense, a stifling run defense, and Johnny Utah, their quarterback, is playing veteran, mistake-free football, and that's the key. And for Sin City, they have a great backfield. It's yet to hit their stride, but I'm expecting a really good matchup today.
Yep, indeed, as we are getting set here to go, as it looks like Sin City in their all-black uniforms will be receiving this kick. And the crowd is into it. We're into it. The ball's on the tee, and let's get underway. Here is Sin City, as that will be taken inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be past the 20 up to the 25 to the 29-yard line. And that is going to bring out this offense led by the 7-season veteran, the former Offensive Rookie of the Year in season 18, Scar Patterson.
Yeah, Scar Patterson, he is really having a pretty good year. A few interceptions early. I think that can be attributed to the fact that the run game is not yet getting going. He's had to make some risks, but I still trust this team behind Scar Patterson.
Yep, 3 wide receiver look here. On first down, it is going to be a handoff. They're going to get that run game started. That's going to be a gain of 6. That's Robert Johnson on the carry.
Yeah, Robert Johnson's average has been pretty low this year. He's yet to break the 2-yard per attempt mark, but it's going to be hard for him to get room today. This is a really good run defense, but he's still a wonderful back.
Yeah, split back formation look here. 2nd and 4. They are going to toss that to the outside, and it's going to be broken up right there. Does not, barely maybe gets to the line of scrimmage. That's Nathaniel Diggs on the tackle.
Yeah, good tackle by Diggs. They were trying to get the angle there, cut up field, but Diggs was just right there and wrapped him up, brought him down.
Washington's defense trying to give Sin City an early test here. 3rd and 4, 3 wide set. Look for maybe a quick little pass. Patterson rolls out, the pressure coming to him, and that's going to be incomplete. That looked like it might have been in the hands, but it was broken up there by the defense. It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, Israel Adams, that's a catch I really do expect him to make. Generally, he leads his team in receptions. That's not the easiest catch to make. He tried to grab it with one hand, but he's made catches like that before. Unfortunately, the pressure maybe also altered that pass a bit.
And it's going to be a 3 and out here for Sin City, as Washington will be receiving this kick. And that's going to be taken past the 30. Phil Koss trying to break away from there. Gets to the 33-yard line. And that is going to bring out this Washington offense led by their 8-season veteran, formerly from Louisiana, Tommy Utah.
Yeah, this offense has been pretty great behind the play of Tommy Utah and also Terrell Cooper, who has nearly 250 yards for 2 games. And I expect him to put up some numbers today as well.
All right, so we got eye spread here from the 33-yard line. And it's going to be a draw play up the middle. Christopher Dean, and he fumbles the football. And not sure who actually picked that up. It looks like Sin City has recovered.
That is huge. You know, this is Washington's been a team. They've only turned the ball over once, but that is a huge fumble from Christopher Dean and recovered by Sin City. So, really big break for Sin City in front of this home crowd.
It looked like Gary Clem was the one who forced that out. And the 9-season veteran there, a 3-time All-Star, making a big play. So Sin City back with some better field position here. 1st and 10 from the Washington 39. They're going to run that to the outside. Robert Johnson's got a 1st down and more past the 30. And that's a good run there by Sin City.
And there we go. I think that's really what we expect to see from this team that we haven't seen in the first 3 games. Really nice runs from Robert Johnson and Logan Lee. And that offensive line just, really made that good seam for Robert Johnson to cut up field.
You have to give credit there on that run as well to Al Dillabreeze Sr., who sealed that edge with a nice block there as Robert Johnson was able to get up the field. 1st and 10 here for Sin City. This time it's going to be Logan Lee, and he gets a couple yards on the run.
Yeah, Lee's been kind of the feature back here so far in the season. But Robert Johnson's gotten the lion's share of the carries so far today. But they really are evenly split over the past few seasons. That's just been a nearly 50-50 split, and it's been very effective.
2nd and 8 here. Split Joker's look as they are going to fake that. And the pressure getting to him. He breaks the tackle, throws it downfield. Oh, what almost was a beautiful play intended for the tight end, Talon Steele.
Yeah, again, Talon Steele was a little bit open, took a big hit to break that up. But Scar Patterson, let's just talk about the escape artist right there, just narrowly missing that sack.
Yep, making it 3rd and 8 here. This Washington defense looking pretty good so far on these first 2 drives, as they are just inside the 25. Patterson looking middle of the field. That is tipped away, incomplete. And that's a big-time defensive play there by Washington, and that's going to give them 4th down.
Yeah, that was actually John DeSantis in coverage, really blanketing him. I think he got his hand in there and altered that ball. So really, really good defense from him. And now we got a field goal attempt.
Yeah, but that's going to bring out Charles Franz, the 5th overall selection from this past draft. High snap, the kick is up, and it is good. As Sin City getting their first points on the board after the turnover with the score of 3-0.
Yeah, it's a good little drive too off the turnover, and it's really something I think Sin City needed to get this started in front of their home crowd. They wanted a touchdown. Scar Patterson's going to have a talk with his receivers. They got to come down with some of these balls.
Yep, and so Washington on their last possession only had 1 play, and it ended up being a fumble. And that's going to be kicked out of bounds as Washington will take this from the 20. And you're kind of hoping here, John, that Christopher Dean is able to hold on to the ball the next time he gets a chance.
Well, to your point, I don't think this drive could necessarily be worse. I mean, I guess Tommy Utah could throw a pick 6 right away. But otherwise, they can only go up from here.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 20, split pro look. They are going to send Gusters out in motion. As there is, they hand off. They still trust Christopher Dean as he gets a gain of 5 on the run.
Yeah, and they should trust Christopher Dean. That's a blip. I don't think that's something that they have to worry about with him. I think that was just a really good punch out from the Sin City defense.
As it's going to be 2nd and 5. Heavy split back formation here for the Trident. They're going to run that to the outside. It's going to be Shane Kaufman. He's got some nice blocking. Gets the 1st down.
21 carries, 93 yards coming into this game. That's about a 4.5-yard average, and he's going to add to that on this carry. Just got around that congestion right there. Almost broke that into a much bigger gain, but a 1st down for the Trident.
As it's going to be 1st and 10, 4 wide set here out of the single back formation. As Utah's going to hand that off. Dean up the middle, a nice run there as it's going to be a 7-yard gain.
Now, Sin City's calling this defense like they're expecting some maybe short passes. So the middle of that line has been pretty open for these running backs, and expect them to stack the box a little bit because they're getting gashed right now.
Yep, 2nd and 3. As that is going to be up to Shane Kaufman, and he's muscle his way there for the 1st down up to midfield. There's some nice running so far here by the Trident.
Yeah, Kaufman again with a nice little run, dragging a defender with him out all the way to midfield. He was touched at the 45, but then drags it all the way to midfield. It's a really, really nice play, and this offensive line has got it's got a lot of veteran presence on this line. Not starting any rookies, so they're pushing people around.
Yep, 1st and 10. Bringing the pressure as they are able to run up the middle, avoiding that pressure and gets a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, blitz is a great opportunity to run right up the middle because you've got folks coming from the outside, usually trying to get to the quarterback. That means that the running back is going to get right behind those players. It's really hard to chase a running back down when they start getting up to speed.
All right, 2nd and 7. Split Joker's look here. They are going to keep on running it as it's going to get a nice gain there. 3rd and 3.
It's a good tackle. I think that was Kanye Rockefeller there, the very, very talented veteran.
3rd and 3 as pressure coming from the backside,
Wow.
and that's going to be taken down. And that's a sack. That is Bernie there with the pressure, and that's going to be a drive ender there for Washington.
Bernie just completely untouched here off the line. Just absolutely no time at all for Tommy Utah to make anything out of that play. And Washington's going to have to punt here. That was a really nice play by Bernie to just get back there. That's the 2nd sack of the season.
Gary Bernie, a 10-season veteran coming over from Louisiana, as that is going to be fair caught there about the 22-yard line, and that is going to bring out the Sin City offense. And so far in this first quarter, Scar Patterson 0 for 3 on his attempts.
Yeah, Scar Patterson. I mean, there was one of those I think was really, really good defense from John DeSantis in coverage, but the others I think were catchable balls. So Scar Patterson is going to have to calm his receivers down and help them out a bit with some easy throws.
Split Twins look here as they're going to toss that, and that's going to be the Logan Lee, and the defense is able to corral him right there, and that was a nice tackle.
Yeah, Maxwell Quimby back there. I believe that was his first tackle of the season. Cornerback just in there really fast to wrap it up, and this run defense has been outstanding all season.
Yep, Maxwell Quimby, the 4th overall selection in this past draft, as they are going to send a man in motion as Quimby follows him. Patterson looking over the middle, finds his target. That's his first completed pass, and that's going to be a gain of about maybe 4 or 5, and that's going to set up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was Bob Lung there. A really solid option there for Scar Patterson, and that's hopefully going to get him into some rhythm here.
3rd and 6. Patterson looking, and that is going to be incomplete. The defense right there to make the play. Kaufman, the corner, coming up.
Yeah, Shea Carroll could not come down with that. That was a little bit low, a little bit of a tough throw there from Scar Patterson. Also pretty good coverage. So tough break, and Cincinnati's going to have to punt this away.
Yep, and these corners of Washington came ready to play today.
Yeah, they
as
have.
Sin City with another punt. As Washington is going to take that from about the 26. Excellent punt there to try not to give them so much field position advantage, as Washington will take over.
Yeah, that was a really solid punt. Flipped the script a little bit on the field position. I thought Washington would have a bit of a better position, but this is pretty good.
Yep, so 1st and 10 from the 26. Pressure coming, and he's able to throw that down the middle of the field, and that's going to be close to a first down. They are going to give him a first down. That's Johan Sutherland.
That's his first catch of the season, and it was a great one, left-handed, just poking that out of the air. Four seasons in the league. He was an all-star last year. Nice catch.
Yep, 1st and 10 with a spread look. The pressure coming. He's going to be on the check down to the fullback. Excellent presence known there by Tommy Utah to feel that pressure and get it to his check down spot.
Yeah, Gusters is a nice, solid option out there in the flat. And that was good because the pressure was coming really fast for Tommy Utah.
Yep, 2nd and 6. Heavy split back. They are going to run this. It is going to be to Christopher Dean, and he's able to maybe just short of that first down. They're going to mark him just a tad short, 3rd and inches.
Well, we had a few of these last week, partners. Some of these really close spots. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a challenge, but they're going to mark them just short. No challenge. Let's get to the line. Try to get the few inches and get the first down.
If they don't get it here, I can maybe see an opportunity to be a little aggressive.
Yeah, maybe so on the road for sure.
3rd and inches. This crowd is getting into it here in Sin City. Hands it off. Kaufman is able to get his way in there for a first down. He didn't get much, but he got enough.
He had very little daylight there, but was essentially able to fall forward and get that first down for a new set of sticks.
Yep, 1st and 10, 4 wide set here. As they are going to run a draw play, it is going to be to Christopher Dean, and he gets 6 yards on the run.
Yeah, nice call on the draw play. Tommy Utah has been getting the ball out pretty fast with some of these passes. That was a good draw play to get some room up the middle for Christopher Dean.
2nd and 4, as that is going to be a handoff to Kaufman and not get very far at all, as it's going to be 3rd and short.
No, Kevin Brackett was in there right in the lane, meeting Shane Kaufman. Very close to the line of scrimmage. Very little gain on that play.
I like what they're doing here so far. 5 yards per carry out of both of these backs here in Washington. 3rd and 3. As it's going to be another run. This time, Christopher Dean is able to break one tackle, but not enough to get to the first down marker. Mark Gronick, the veteran, there to make the stop.
Yeah, Gronick brought him down, but that really started with him being met in the backfield. Totally messed up the cadence of that play.
Low snap, but they're able to retrieve that and punt it away, as it's going to be fair caught from the 15-yard line. They're going to give it to the 16. And so Sin City coming back out here and hoping to get a little bit of traction on that offense.
Yeah, this run defense for Washington has been solid so far, as we expected. So Scar Patterson, he's going to have to maybe look for Israel Adams, Al Dillapre, maybe up the sideline. Try to take some shots here.
Yep, Washington coming into this game tonight with the 5th best rushing defense in the SFL, and it's showing right here with a gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, and you might think, okay, getting these little chip plays, getting 3 yards, 4 yards, 2 yards on the ground, for a lot of teams might set them up for success. But so far, these corners for Washington have also been really solid in coverage.
There's the handoff. It looks like that is going to be might be Robert Johnson. It is Robert Johnson. He's not going to get very far, as Willie Bands there makes the tackle.
Yeah, Bands just getting back there really, really quickly. And, yeah, that was a great play.
And that will do it here for the first quarter, as Sin City with a little bit of a lead here, 3-0. We'll be right back here on the Virtual Football Network. And aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, event, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. As back to the game here, it's going to be 3rd and 4 here in Sin City, as they are going to send a man in motion. Patterson drops back. He's got time. Pump fakes, but not enough time as he goes down. There's the sack right there for Washington. And that was Tina Begin, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, Tina Begin, what a spin move there. Able to get to the backfield. Just too much time. Scar Patterson pumped, didn't like what he saw, held onto the ball a little bit too long, probably needed to scramble out. But Tina Begin, that was her first sack of the season. Many more where that comes from, probably for the rest of the season as well.
Tina Begin watching old BDG Hollywood highlights from back in the day with the spin cycle, as this is going to be excellent field position here. And they're going to start from the Sin City 40, Washington will. So not sure exactly what happened with that punt. May have been the wind has been a factor here in Sin City today, as we will see Utah leading that offense back out on the field.
Yeah, those desert winds might have caught that ball in midair, but regardless, this is great field position for Washington.
Yep, Washington wanting to hopefully take advantage here. 1st and 10 from the 40. Utah looking. Got time. That's going to be caught straight down the middle. What a play as Mihata with his first catch of the night.
Got Mihata there with some wonderful hands, tight in there. He's got a touchdown on the year, but that might have been the best catch of his season so far. What a grab into some traffic, and that's a huge first down. Put them in really nice position here for at least a field goal, but they want more.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for more here to try to take that lead. 3 wide at the bottom. They're going to hand it off to Kaufman up the middle, and he gets a gain of 3 on the run.
Yeah, he tried that BDG Hollywood spin cycle, but it didn't quite work. He got met in the back with a spear, taken down after a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7. As Utah hands it off, but it's going to be met in the backfield with a loss on the play there as Sin City shows up.
Yeah, both of these run defenses now are tightening up quite a bit. We have not seen a nice breakout run from either team in the past, couple minutes of game time. And now this is a passing situation.
Mark Bronick with the stop there. Utah in that bunch set formation, and there comes the pressure, and that's going to be take it back, Gary Burney there again, his 2nd sack of the night.
Another huge sack from Gary Burney. Got there. Again, Utah holding on to the ball a little bit too long, but he also doesn't like to throw dangerous passes. He had someone in the flat up there, but just not enough time to find him. So really nice job for the Sin City defense to put the pressure on and push them back a bit.
Sin City faithful getting hyped in there, seeing all the celebrities of the SFL out tonight. Here is a nice little shot there of Mike Daggs. And field goal unit comes out. The kick is up and good as James Troll with the kick and ties this game up at 3.
Yeah, credit Sin City. They had a very, very short field to defend. That could have been a lot worse than it was. They ended up pushing them back with that sack. So even though they gave up that field position, that was a really good defensive stand, and the game is tied.
Gary Burney there, his 2nd sack. He has just been a menace for that defensive line so far. Here in the first half, as that's going to be kicked out of the back of the end zone as Sin City will take over.
Yeah, I suspect you were right about the wind being a factor. That kick had some real juice behind it. I think it was the wind that's coming off these desert winds here in Vegas.
I mean, I know Troll never skips a leg day, but man, I mean, I think it's definitely the winds. We can feel it up here in the booth as it is 1st and 10 from the 20. Patterson drops back. He's got time, looking down, and that's going to be intercepted. That's a big-time interception. That is John DeSantis, and Washington gets the ball back.
Wow, if there's a first half game ball we can give out, we can give it out right now to John DeSantis. He had that incredible pass breakup near the end zone on an earlier drive, and now an interception here. This is, again, Scar Patterson, he's thrown a few picks this year. That's his 7th of the season, so he's been a little careless at times, but DeSantis with the great coverage.
Scar Patterson right now, going into the 2nd quarter, 6 passing yards. As there's going to be 1st and 10 from the 30. Utah. He's rolling out to his left. He's going to take that and gets a first down. Tries to slide, but doesn't make it, but still makes a nice play as extending the drive there with his feet.
Yeah, Terrence Pearson wrapped him up, but not before Johnny Utah got about 12, 13 yards on this play. So really nice scramble from Utah. Didn't like what he saw downfield, and now they're set up with inside the red zone.
Yep, inside the red zone thanks to their quarterback, as it is going to be 1st and 10 from the 17, 16 and a half yard line. It's going to be a handoff and gets stopped there at the line.
Oh, no.
And excellent play there by Dean, or excellent play as Christopher Dean stays down, and this is not a good look here for Washington.
Yeah, that didn't look good when he went down. He let go of the ball right away. I knew something was wrong, and hopefully it's no big deal, maybe just a stinger. He can come back into the game, but we will let you know as soon as we know.
Yep, so now it's going to be up to Shane Kaufman here, who has looked good in the time that he has. 6 carries for 28 yards so far with an average of just over 4.7. As it's going to be split back, 2nd and 9. As Utah looking over the middle, back in the end zone, incomplete. Bo Martin Jr. was there to help make the stop.
Yeah, King Alexander there had a shot, but that needed to get there about half a second earlier as he was met in the end zone and that pass is broken up.
So Washington here, 3rd and 9. As they are going to come out in the 4-wide set. Crowd on their feet. Utah looking. He's going to scramble to his right. And he's got time looking and incomplete. Tries to throw across the body and does not work. Intended for King Alexander.
Yeah, that was a lot of time for the defense really of Sin City to be able to kind of follow where those receivers going. And that was, I believe that was J.J. Bailey there with the pass breakup. Really nice job to get his hand in there.
Yep, so that is going to bring out Troll here. 33-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Washington taking their first lead of the game with a score of 6-3. And the 2025 SFL Convention kicks off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net, as the Sin City will take over from the 20-yard line.
This might be the James Troll game. He's impressive, big touchbacks on these kickoffs and perfect field goal kicking so far.
Got 1st and 10. As they are going to send a man in motion. Washington might try to bring the blitz from the outside. It's going to be a handoff to Robert Johnson, and that's going to be a big hit. That's Willie Bands. Man, I mean, he just laid him out.
Willie Bands just launched himself like a missile into the chest. Robert Johnson, that was a tough hit.
And Robert Johnson's not an easy guy to take down.
No, he is not.
Right, so great play there by the young fella, as that's going to be Logan Lee doing a spin move, but doesn't get very far as they set themselves up with a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and 2, though, you have a lot of options. I mean, I think they could pick this up on the ground, but we may see Scar Patterson try to do something a little bit short, a little bit less risky than some of the last throws he's had. So they got options, but this is a big one. They got to convert.
Yep, 3rd and 2. High Joker set. It's going to be a handoff, and they do convert. Robert Johnson falling forward and gets the 1st down for Sin City.
Yeah, that was good defense from Washington. They really closed in on that fast, but just barely enough for Robert Johnson to fall forward and get the 1st down.
Yep, 1st and 10. 3-wide look here for the Samurai. Patterson's going to hit short over the middle. That's going to be caught. And that's going to be a gain of 5, and Talon Steele makes the catch.
Yeah, Talon Steele, just such a reliable target, and that was a nice little check down for Scar Patterson. He might be feeling it a little bit. He might be a little spooked by some of the defense he's seeing, so.
There's the handoff, and again right there, just right on Lee as soon as he crossed that line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I would not like to be on the receiving end of a Tina McGinn hit, especially if she lands all the way on my shoulder like she just did on that play.
So 3rd and 2. As they are going to send a tight end in motion. And they're going to toss that to the outside. Nathaniel Diggs trying to make a play, and he couldn't. That is Bill Cherry's 1st carry of the night, and it's going to be for a 1st down.
Bill Cherry, you don't normally think of a fullback as kind of a home run hitter, but he is averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. He's kind of a specialty player in the Samurai offensive scheme, and that was a nice pickup for 1st down on his 1st carry of the game.
Yep. Interesting to see him get kind of a late start here in this game, just under
Mhm.
almost at 4 minutes to go, as they love to rely on Bill Cherry in that fullback spot. 1st and 10. Patterson drops back. Pressure coming from the backside. He's able to get the throw out and make the catch. That is Talon Steele, the tight end, with a gain of 8.
Yeah, that was actually interesting. TJ Harper had a step on Talon Steele, and what Scar Patterson did is just say, "Hey, I'm going to throw a little bit behind you, Talon Steele, and get it away from Harper." That was a nice play, heads up play by Scar Patterson.
2nd and 2. As it is going to be a toss. It is going to be to Bill Cherry, and he's going to get maybe the first down, but we have an injury on the field, and that is going to be Mark Kaufman, the corner for Washington.
That's potentially a big loss. Kaufman is good, honestly, both in run coverage and pass coverage. He's one of those nice hybrid corners that can do both, and hopefully he can get back in the game.
Yep, and so we'll see. Hopefully he'll be okay there. As it is going to be 1st and 10, 3 wide set here for Sin City. Drops back, the pressure coming to him. He gets it out just in time, and that's going to be an interception. That is going to be an interception right there, and he's going to take that back to the house. That is a touchdown for Washington. That is Kappa Jones with the pick 6.
I want to take a look at this replay because Kappa Jones, I was reading this the entire time. Look at this. Just get out there, steps in front of it. Just so aggressive play. You don't normally see that from an inside linebacker, but just snatches it out of midair. That's his first interception of the season, and that pick 6 completely flips the script of this game on its head here in the second quarter.
Yeah, what a huge play there by the defense. This defense has been making plays, and now Kappa Jones with the pick 6. That is up and good. So Washington extending their lead here as the score is now 13-3.
Yeah, the pressure against Scar Patterson has, I think, really affected a couple of his throws, no more so than the last one we just saw.
Yep, Kappa Jones, his 40th pick on his career, his 3rd touchdown of his career as well. And so Sin City is now got to respond after that, and I'm sure the coaching staff is trying to come up with something for him. As 1st and 10 from the 20. And there's going to be a toss. Going to be able to break that first tackle, but Willie Band's right there to make the stop. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, if they could get the run game going, I mean, I was kind of impressed with getting Bill Cherry involved. It would not surprise me if they try to get him a little bit more involved to at least kind of misdirect the defense into thinking, you know, one option may get it and then someone else may get it. They've got a 3-headed back situation they should probably utilize.
Yep, offset eye here as the defense adjusts. It is going to be a fake. Patterson looking down the middle and has tipped away, and that was Quimby there on the deflection.
Another pretty dangerous pass. He had his man was pretty open. It just wasn't a perfectly placed ball, but it was almost tipped directly into a Washington Trident player's hands, which would have been a disaster.
Yep, and you can see the last 10 attempts here, 3 of 10, 2 interceptions for Scar Patterson. Pump fake, but he doesn't have enough time. That's going to be a sack, and that's Willie Bands.
The story of the first half of this game is Washington Trident's defense. We knew that their run defense was something special. They only give up 76 yards a game. But this pass defense has not been great, but they've been outstanding today.
Yeah, the pass defense are one of the worst ones in the SFL, 24th ranked, but tonight you don't see that at all, as they are going to get some good field position here, and Koss is going to get credited to get up to the 45-yard line. as Washington will come back out to try and extend this lead here. Let's see how aggressive they get. They got 3 timeouts, John, 2:16 to go.
I think you'd be aggressive. You're on the road here. Really put Sin City on their back. I think it makes a lot of sense. Just come out here and work this offense.
Yep, we'll see what they could do, as that is going to be a draw play up the middle, and that is going to be, looks like Mark Kaufman or Shane Kaufman, and that's going to be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Sin City's defense has actually been pretty good this game as well.
And we're going to hit the 2-minute warning here in Sin City. Washington so far looking pretty dominant, 13-3. We'll be back here on the Virtual Football Network. And we are back here at Sin City. Chad Rowland, John Warren in the booth with you tonight. Dakota Butts and Phil Koss in the stats truck. Thank you, gentlemen, for all your hard work. Cameron Irvine doing all the producing tonight, as he's going to be past the 40, fighting hard to get that gain, as he's going to set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's the kind of run that we've been missing for the last quarter and a half. Shane Kaufman had a few really nice carries early, but had kind of been stopped up until that point. That was a good one to set up 3rd and short.
3rd and short here for Washington. 1:35 to go. The clock's still ticking. Hands it off, and that's going to be Redmond there on the carry. That's going to be a 1st down, taking the place of Christopher Dean.
Yeah, nice run by the backup there to set him up with a new set of downs. They're just outside the 30-yard line.
Doubles look here for Washington, as they are going to send Terrell Cooper in motion. That's going to be a handoff to Kaufman, and he gets past the 30. And it's going to be a 3-yard run there, and there's the first timeout.
I want to see Utah take a shot. It's 2nd down, 2nd and 7. They're close to the red zone. They're just inside the 30. Take a shot to Terrell Cooper. You put him in motion a couple times. They got a bunch formation right now. Just take a shot. See what happens.
Yep, Utah drops back, looking, and finds what a catch there. That is Mahada. And that's going to be another timeout, and I'm just calling it now. That's the Nice Hands catch, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in an SFL 4K23. And Mihada's had 2 amazing catches tonight. Probably should have given it to him the first one, but that one was even better.
Yeah, no argument with that.
Utah looking, and it's going to be incomplete. Threw it into tried to hit Mihada again, but threw it into a crowd of samurai.
That was a Mahada heat check, I think. I think Utah was like, hey, listen, if you can catch anything, why don't I just throw it in triple coverage? He had Johan Sutherland open going up the middle, so he wishes he could have that one back.
Yep, they always tell you if you got a hot hand, go to it. And
yep.
Mihada, 2 catches for 32 yards tonight so far. As Utah looking, and the pressure comes right straight up the middle. The offensive line didn't see it coming, and that's going to be the first timeout there for Sin City. Or that's going to be the last timeout for Washington, I'm sorry.
Wow, yeah, that was a disaster of a play for the Trident, but Groening just getting in there untouched. That was wild.
Crowd on their feet here, trying to will their defense a big play. Utah looking at, he had a step on his man, Sutherland did, but incomplete, and that's going to be 4th down.
Talk about passes you want to have back. This was an absolute, no doubt touchdown if he connects with Johan Sutherland, but instead, they'll have to settle for a 34-yard field goal attempt.
Yep, 34 yards here for Washington. As good snap, the kick is up, and it is good. So Washington extending their lead 16-3 here with 44 seconds to go in the first half. The good thing is, John, when you think about this, is Sin City started with the ball in the second half, so Washington could be looking to double up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a precarious situation for Sin City to be in. I don't know if they try to get aggressive here with 45 seconds left, but they need to get something going.
Yep, they are going to down that in the end zone, as Yeah, Sin City, they do have all three of their timeouts. We know that Washington starts with the ball in the second half, so you could see maybe a little bit of aggressiveness, but it really, I think, depends on these first two plays, John. If they could get a pretty good gain here, then they might try to go for it. If not, they may just let this go into halftime. But let's see if they're aggressive. First and 10 from the 20. Three wide set. Patterson's going to hand that off. It is going to be, I believe, to Logan Lee, and that's going to be just a yard on the play.
Yeah, and you start feeling a little less aggressive when TJ Harper meets you pretty much in the backfield and squishes you like a bug. So Sin City may just go into the half down by 13 and try again next half.
Yep, they just made that decision early. Patterson looking, and man, that was an opportunity there. Looked like TJ Harper tried to make that play, but could not corral it in.
Oh, Scar. That was a tricky one. Kappa Jones maybe has a little bit better hands than TJ Harper, but that was nearly a interceptable ball there. So big risk there.
Yep, Harper's going to have to work with the jug machine in practice this week. 3rd and 9 for the Samurai. As their man is going to go in motion. Patterson. He's got time. Looking deep, and that's going to be incomplete. Intended for Dillapre Sr., but broken up there by the Washington defense.
Yeah, it was another play where I feel like Scar Patterson was just a little bit off, a little bit inaccurate. It was good defense by Washington, but he just doesn't look right in this game, whether it's him or the defense. It's just not
Low
right.
snap, and they are able to get that away as this can be fair caught. And from their own 47-yard line, and got enough time to maybe just run a play here.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide. I don't know if Utah can get this all the way into the end zone from their own 47, but they may just kneel this one.
Yeah, I could just see them easily just running this up the middle. Let's see what they do. As they are going to hand that off to Kaufman and tries to get to the outside, but was corralled there. They tried to go no huddle, interestingly enough. And that is going to do it here for the first half as Washington 2-0. Washington trying to stay undefeated, 16-3, John. And let's get your thoughts on the first half.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is really the story of the Washington Trident so far this season. The run defense has really made it so that opposing offenses are having to pass the ball a bit. And for the Sin City Samurai, I mean, Scar Patterson's a little turnover prone early in the season. And I think Washington's game plan was really perfect, kind of really stopped this three-headed running attack and let Scar Patterson make mistakes. And that's what's happened. But we can't really discount the fact that John DeSantis and Kappa Jones both have been outstanding in pass coverage at an individual level. And Tommy Utah just hasn't made any mistakes.
Yep, and let's see who they're looking at here. James Troll being the featured player, 3 for 3 tonight. As the kicker getting some love here. And let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT. All right, so we are so excited to get back to this ball game that we are going to skip that and go right to the action. As Washington will get the opportunity here to try to double up, as we talked about there at the end of the first half, and they're going to just kneel that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Washington's game plan is on offense coming out, because they have not been that impressive. They moved the ball a little bit. They've gotten enough to get into field goal range, obviously, but they haven't been able to really stick the landing on any of these drives.
Yep, 1st and 10, and Utah drops back. He's going to look, and that was nearly a mistake right there on the first play of the half here for Washington.
Well, they needed that. Sin City did. Zachary Hamburger almost had an interception that would have changed the tone of the beginning of the second half, but fortunately for Tommy Utah, it fell to the ground.
Yeah, Tommy Utah, 4 of 9 so far, only 46 yards. tonight passing, as that is going to be a draw play. It's going to be Kaufman, and that's going to be just a gain of 3 on the play, and it's going to set up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, big 3rd down. Sin City really wants to get off the field, get the ball back, and try to get something going. So we'll see what they dial up, and Tommy Utah is going to have to be ready for a blitz, I bet, here. Get this ball out fast.
Yep, as the blitz is going to come, he does get hit as he throws. That is incomplete, and that is going to be a 3 and out here for the Trident.
Yeah, good play call there. We could see that coming from a mile away. Still, Tommy Utah not able to get the ball out. He was close.
As they are going to punt this away here. As it's going to be fair caught from about the 39-yard line, and that was Shea Carroll. And we're going to take a look here at the injury report here, as it looks like Christopher Dean will be out with a dislocated shoulder, so they're going to have to rely very heavily on Shane Kaufman and Mark Redmond.
Yeah, that's a tough break for this Trident team. Dean is still a very talented back, even though Kaufman has been getting these big home run kinds of runs over the past couple games.
Yep, at 1st and 10 here out of the gun. Something we have not seen Sin City do, so maybe they're trying to change some things up on offense to try to get it moving. Patterson looking. He's going to look deep down the middle of the field, and that's going to be a mistake. That's another one. That's going to be an interception. That is Ryan Cook there with the pick. And Ryan Cook, a 4-season veteran coming over from Charleston last season.
Cook, DeSantis, and Jones. It's not a law firm. It's the 3 players who've had an interception against Scar Patterson this evening. This has not been a good outing for Scar Patterson. One of the worst stat lines I've seen in a bit. And it's because this Trident defense really showed up today.
Well, Cook, DeSantis, and Jones might have to represent Scar Patterson for the abuse, as it is 1st and 10, 3 wide set. They are going to hand it off. It is going to be Kaufman tries to juke out of the way, but it gets about 4 yards on the run.
I mean, it's too early to talk about, time of possession, keeping it away, all that stuff. But the Trident really can't kind of control their destiny. It feels like Scar Patterson's just not been able to get anything going reliably. So Trident's got some options here, and they should feel a lot less pressure than they did earlier in the game.
Yep. And there's going to be a handoff. It is going to be to Redmond. It doesn't get very far, as it's going to set up 3rd and 4. And really going to be interesting to see how this offense and this run game work without Christopher Dean in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, Terrell Cooper has had a wonderful season so far. I don't even think we've seen a target for him so far.
Not yet, as Utah drops back. The pressure was getting there, but incomplete. The Sin City Samurai swarmed and covered Sutherland up pretty quick, and Washington's got to punt this away.
Yeah, this has really been 2 outstanding defensive performances in this game. I don't want to make it seem like Sin City is getting dominated here. They really aren't, but those mistakes are really what has been the story.
And they're going to punt this away here, as Sin City will start from their own 22-yard line. And how many likes do we have on this video so far? I will guarantee it's not enough. All you people in the chat watching this game, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you got your notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Smash that like button for John Warren in the booth tonight, doing a great job so far here, buddy. Out of the gun, they are going to hand it off. It is going to be Bill Cherry, the fullback, as he gets a gain of 4 on the run.
Chad, you're doing great too. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. At least you say it. I mean, I know somebody behind the scenes may not say it, but at least you say it. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see if he's still awake. 2nd and 6, as it is going to be a handoff to Logan Lee with a spin move, gets a 1st down and more, up to about the 37-yard line.
Well, those are the kinds of runs that really defined the former Canton Classics before they moved over to Sin City. This was the kind of play we would see a lot from Logan Lee and Robert Johnson. And to get that going, to get the run game going, even against a defense as good as Washington, it can open things up for Scar Patterson.
Yep, and that's indeed something they need to get going. The run game has always been something very consistent out of this. It's 1st and 10, 3 wide look, as it is going to be a handoff, and Washington's defense right there corralling them up, as that is Kaufman who has come back into the game.
Yeah, Kaufman was a big injury in the first quarter or first half. We weren't sure if he was going to make it back in. But again, he's so good in run coverage for a corner. They're lucky to have him back.
Tackle for loss there for him. 2nd and 13. Patterson's going to change the play at the line. Could be a blitz coming here from the linebackers for the Trident. As they are going to bring that blitz, and they pick it up, and that's a good throw by Patterson. That's going to be a 1st down. That's the always reliable Al Dillapre Sr.
Yeah, this offensive line picked up that pressure perfectly, gave Scar Patterson enough time to find Dillapre, who was just in front of the defender. Easy pitch and catch. That's probably the easiest low drama throw we've seen from Scar Patterson so far tonight.
Yep, 5 targets for Dillapre Sr., getting his first catch of the night for 16 yards. 1st and 10. As Patterson, short drop, looking for the slant. He finds it, and that's going to be 2nd and 5, and that's Dillapre Sr. again.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Those quick passes can really get you into a good rhythm and also get Washington a little bit on their heels, maybe not expecting the next big run. So I don't mind it. Scar Patterson's got to find a rhythm somewhere, and so far this drive's looking pretty good.
And that's exactly what he needs to get going here. There's going to be a toss. It is going to be a Bill Cherry. Stiff arms TJ Harper, but cannot do anything about Ryan Cook. That's going to be a gain of maybe a yard.
You're not going to see that on a bunch of highlights because it was a gain for no yardage, but that stiff arm was something else. Ryan Cook wraps him up after the big stiff arm on TJ Harper.
I mean, Harper can't catch and get in the stiff arm. He's got to be careful. Patterson, pressure in his face, and that is incomplete. Washington forced that throw to Dillapre Sr., and it was incomplete.
Yeah, that was another kind of almost a heat check kind of throw. We saw one earlier on the other side to Mahada. That one is double coverage to Dillapre. Dillapre is an outstanding receiver, has made plenty of catches of double coverage, but that was a dangerous throw.
And so that's going to bring out the punt unit here for Sin City. As the kick is up, and they are going to take this from the 10-yard line. Phil Koss, look at this with the nice little spin move, getting it up to the 20. Thought he was going to be hit as soon as he caught it, but able to get him a good gain of about 8 or 9 on that return.
I was ready to pounce on Koss for not calling a fair catch on that, but instead makes 2 spin moves out of it and gets to the 20. That was very impressive. That's might be the most impressive 9-yard punt return I've seen.
Yep, and so that is Tommy Utah coming out with this offense. As 130 yards total of offense so far for Washington heading into this drive. 1st and 10, there's going to be a handoff to Kaufman. He's able to get up the middle, gets a nice gain, and gets a gain of 9 on that, and that's going to be 2nd and short.
Wow, we saw a play like that in the first quarter too. Kaufman just so good at keeping his legs moving, taking a defender with him. That was Bo Martin Jr. and went for the ride. And this is a nice, manageable 2nd and inches.
Bo Martin Jr. almost got trucked over there. Luckily, he was able to keep his grip. 2nd and inches. As they are going to send Gusters in motion. There's the handoff. It's going to be to Redmond, and this time he's going to be stopped in the backfield. And pretty sure that was Kanye Rockefeller there on the tackle.
Yeah, it was, and now you're maybe starting to see why Christopher Dean will be missed. Redmond just not super great at making defenders miss in the backfield.
Yeah, Kanye Rockefeller, 19 seasons in the league. I've been doing it for a real long time. Kaufman gets the 1st down, as that's going to be a gain of about 4 or 5.
Yeah, good 1st down there. Yeah, well, Kanye Rockefeller is just a legend in this league. He's been doing it for so long, like you said.
Yep, Father Time not catching up with him yet, as it is going to be a handoff here to Redmond, and he gets about 3 yards on the run.
Yeah, and so far this drive is no frills, little runs, little manageable plays, nothing too risky. Don't want to turn the ball over.
2nd and 7 here, as that's going to be Kaufman with the run, and Mark Gronick there to make the stop, and that's going to set up 3rd and 5.
That's a big 3rd down too. Washington really wants to keep this ball, manage to dominate the time of possession in this quarter, make it harder for Sin City to make a comeback.
Washington 3 of 10 so far. As Utah drops back looking, that's going to be incomplete. That's a 4th down, and Washington's going to have to punt this away.
Yeah, I don't hate the play. Utah, that was actually a perfectly placed ball, but good defense for the Sin City Samurai to get their hands in there and break that up. So good placement, but it's better defense.
4th and 5 here for the Trident, as they are going to punt this away, and trying to get the pressure up on the punter, did not get there, as that's going to be received about the 26-yard line, and Carroll doesn't get very far, gets about 3 yards, as Sin City is just going to try to look for something to get going. 2 of 10 on 3rd down so far. This is not what you seen the week before when they got their victory last week.
No, it's been a very inefficient offense this time. Although Scar Patterson did get going a little bit with Dillapre in the last drive.
Yep, let's see if they continue that. Is this going to be Logan Lee on the run? And that's going to be just a gain of 3. Last week, Sin City won that game against Lexington 34-0. And tonight, they've only got 3 points so far here. As a 2.5-point favorite, it's a really interesting line there by Jack's data.
Yeah, they dominated a team in Lexington that looks awfully good for 3 games. And this has just been a totally different story.
Yep, and Washington, I mean, granted, 2-0. I mean, that's nothing to shy home about here, especially after they beat a very good Arizona team who's been pretty good in the past few seasons, as they will take the handoff, and that's going to be stopped right there at the line, and that is going to be 3rd down here for Washington.
3rd and 7. This is kind of one of those prime passing situations. Maybe they send some pressure. It's been very effective against Scar Patterson tonight.
Quads look here, 3rd and 7. Looks like they're probably going to play back. Nope, they are going to bring the pressure up the middle there. They're going to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. That was a fantastic play. Ryan Cook, that was in his hands. That was in the receiver's hands, and Ryan Cook took it out.
I celebrate the entire defensive side of the ball for Washington on this game. I mean, really great play and coverage from Kaufman, Cook, DeSantis, the linebacking core. This has been just a dominant performance.
Yeah, I've got to give a special shout out here to the defensive coordinator here for Washington, Albert Begin, doing a fantastic job against this Samurai offense as Phil Koss gets that up to the 31-yard line. And so Washington will be looking to try to extend this lead even more on this drive here, John.
Yeah, and I think they can do it. I feel like the Samurai have been on the field defensively for quite a while so far in this quarter. They might be run down a little bit. This might be prime Shane Kaufman time to get some big yards on the ground.
Yeah, Kaufman, 15 carries, 65 yards coming into this drive tonight. Just over 4.3 yards a carry. There's a handoff to Kaufman right there. He's able to break a few tackles, get a 1st down up to the 45. Nice little run there by Kaufman.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what we're talking about. This Cincinnati Samurai defense, they've been on the field for a long time, and Kaufman is just so good at dragging defenders with him. A couple broken tackles there, just dragging 3 defenders at the end of that play. It's just demoralizing when you can, an individual running back can do that against your team.
Washington coming in the 17th rushing team in the league, 96 yards per game. Tonight, 130 yards rushing so far, as that is going to be a handoff to Redmond. It doesn't get very far, and that's going to be just a gain of a yard.
Yeah, it might end up being a footnote on this game, depending on how it turns out. But yeah, I mean, the absence of Christopher Dean, just not being able to come in Shane Kaufman's absence, might be a story.
That could be a story. We'll see. As Utah looking, he's going to hit the check down there to Kaufman. He's able to spin around, but it doesn't get very far, and Now it's an interesting 3rd and 6. We've seen Washington in a lot of 3rd and shorts. Now they got a 3rd and maybe a little bit of a difficult 6 here, John.
Yeah, it is a difficult 6, and this defense, again, for Sin City has been playing well. We know it's a passing down, and they've been pretty good against Tommy Utah today.
I mean, that secondary can make some plays. We've seen it. I mean, when you got Bo Martin Jr., Kanye Rockefeller, and Evan Lacey back there, they can pick the ball off at any time. Utah rolls out to his left. Plenty of protection, plenty of time. Looking deep, and that's a catch. Johan Sutherland over his man, just mossed him. That might have been Bo Martin Jr. on the coverage. What a play by Sutherland.
And that might be the signature play of the day for Tommy Utah. Just really standing in there, and oh man, that was a great pass. Just putting it exactly where Johan Sutherland can get it ahead of the defender. That is a massive first down for this Trident offense.
Yeah, that might have actually been Kanye Rockefeller on that side, but either way, a fantastic play by Sutherland, as that's going to be a nice draw up the middle for a gain of 8. And we're going to hit the end of the quarter here. Washington driving down. They are up 16-3. Get your 4s up in the chat. We'll be right back here on the Virtual Football Network. You are watching simulation football action here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of the SFLM, SFL, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Network, where all the best virtual football lives, as there's going to be a split heavy formation here. Kaufman tries to get in there, but a nice play by Gronick and sets up 3rd and short.
Gronick has had a quietly outstanding game. That's his 11th tackle. And Trident in a really interesting position here. If they score a touchdown, this is a 3-possession game suddenly, but if they hold them to a field goal here, it's still a 2-possession game.
Yep, and that's going to be a handoff. And Kaufman gets the first down. The middle of that defense opened up unexpectedly, and Kaufman took advantage.
And I don't know how that opened up. I mean, we all thought that was going to be a run from Shane Kaufman up the middle, and yet offensive line able to really make that hole and get the first down.
Split jokers here, 1st and goal. They are going to hand it off to Kaufman. He's able to hurdle over the line, but doesn't get very far, as that's going to set up 2nd down. And wanted to provide an update from SFL HQ. Arizona up 27-17 with 4:50 to go in the 4th quarter against Nashville. And so Arizona looking to continue their good season, as it is 2nd and goal here. Heavy split back. This crowd getting into it. They hand it off. It is to Redmond, and he gets nowhere as the Sin City defense makes a big stop, and that was Rose Steele there on the tackle.
Yeah, the Samurai smartly stacking the box there, forcing the Trident into a passing situation here at 3rd and goal. This is a big play.
Rose Steele, the undrafted rookie, she made a nice stop there. 3rd and goal, as they are going to send Alexander in motion. Big play here for the Trident. Can they get 6? Utah drops back, covers, picked up. That is going to be caught. That is at the goal line. And now you have a question. Gronick with the big stop. Do you go for it, or do you take the points?
I think you kick. I think you kick it. I think Troll's on a roll. I'm sorry for the rhyme. But more than that, Sin City's just not been able to get anything going on the offensive side. I think you can trust his defense. I don't mind the call.
Yep, as the good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Washington playing it safe, just like Safe Auto, and now it's 19-3, as they are. It's going to be more than a 2-score there. So we will see exactly how Sin City approaches this here in the 4th quarter. We talked about it already. Scar Patterson, 5 of 17 for 40 yards, 29% completion, 3 interceptions, John, and he's got to turn something around here.
Yeah, he really does. And not to immediately second guess myself, but it would have been pretty easy to call a run by Shane Kaufman and see if he could just fall across the line to put them in a deeper hole here. But again, I'm going to stick by it. Patterson just hasn't been able to get anything going. Those 3 picks have been killers. And maybe even more than that, the inefficiency has just been so demoralizing for this offense. But we'll see. They could turn it around. We got 7.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Yep, split look here as they are going to toss this to the outside. It's going to be Logan Lee. He only gets a gain of 4 on the run.
I think they can afford to run the ball like that for another couple minutes, and then we're going to be looking at Scar Patterson airing it out.
Yep, indeed. I believe you're right there. Dillapre Sr. leading the team in targets with 7 tonight. Israel Adams, surprisingly, has been held catchless, and so has Shea Carroll. Second is 6. As they are going to send Long in motion. As that is going to be a fake, and the opportunity, man. TJ Harper looked like he got turned around there, and it cost him. Talent steal down the middle. First down, Sin City.
I mean, that play fake was so good. It completely spun around. I mean, I don't understand what TJ Harper was thinking. He turned almost completely around. And that bought Scar Patterson enough time to get that out to Talent steal. Huge play.
I think that TJ Harper was trying to do the BDG impersonation at the wrong time. You got to go the other way there, buddy. Got to go the other way. First and 10, 2 wide set. As they are going to hand it off, it is going to be a toss to Logan Lee, and that's going to be just short. And look at this. Logan Lee is down. That is not good for Sin City.
No, it's not. It is not good. I mean, even though this is a high passing situation, down by 2 touchdowns, not having Logan Lee in the backfield to at least give you the option, not only in the run game, but in the pass game, that's a big loss. We'll see if he can get back in the game soon or if this is going to be for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they do still have Robert, they still have Robert Johnson. They still got Bill Cherry. They're going to be okay. But second is 7 here. As that is going to be a handoff. It is going to be to Rojo, and he does get, they did not give him credit for the first down. He's going to be just short, 3rd and inches.
Ooh, that was awfully close. I thought he carried the defender across, but they're going to say that's 3rd and inches. Ah, there we go. There's a challenge.
Sin City is going to challenge it.
That's close enough. I agree with the challenge.
Yeah, close enough. So let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play the SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. And I mean, you called it. I mean, he looks like he just carried him over right there. I think that's going to get overturned.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is going to be a first down, fresh set of downs. And yeah, I don't see this getting, I don't see this standing.
And they are going to overturn it. The question was, did the left knee get down before the tumble? And the answer was no, because it looked awfully close. But Sin City throwing the challenge at the right time, they win that. So instead of 3rd and inches, they get a fresh set of downs here.
Yeah, fresh set of downs around midfield. This is an opportunity. You've still got more than 6 minutes left. They've got plenty of time here. So the playbook is pretty open.
And that's going to be 1st and 10. As it is going to send a man in motion there. As Patterson going to hand this off, and that is not going to go very far at all, as it's just going to be a gain of a yard on the play.
Yeah, I'm surprised they gave him a yard even on that one. He was met in the backfield pretty quickly, but I guess he stretched out, got credited with a yard. It was another great run stuff by this Trident defense.
Yep, and so now you got James Fenderson there in the backfield, and Patterson trying to get there, but that's not going to happen. Tried to fake it to the check down for whatever reason, and that was stopped regardless. Great sack there, and that was Rodney Panani.
Yeah, big sack by Panani. I don't know what Scar Patterson was doing. I mean, he might have looked over in the check down and saw a defender and decided against it. So it could have been even more of a disaster, but it was really a strange looking play.
Panani, a 3-time All-Star, making the play. Patterson rolling out. He's going to find his man. Oh, that was in the hands of Bob Long, and guess who took it out? Ryan Cook again.
The hands of Cook and DeSantis just getting in between these catches. This is just an outstanding performance from the secondary today.
Man, I'll tell you, I mean, just very impressive. Ryan Cook has looked really good at just making big plays at the right time. And really, it's not even just about making interceptions or anything like that. I mean,
No.
he does have one, but I mean, when you look at this, like, I mean, just knocking the ball out of the receiver's hands, that's just been a big play.
It's disruptive. It's demoralizing. I mean, you've got Talon Steele pretty much free up the seam, and the ball is placed perfectly, but Cook just keeping up and putting his hands in there and breaking the bats up. It's
So
just a huge effort.
Washington looking to hopefully maybe drain this clock. It's going to be a little more difficult without Dean in the backfield, so they're going to have to rely on Kaufman. 1st and 10 from the 22. Utah rolls out, looking short, and that almost was an interesting play there, going for the fullback, incomplete.
Yeah, that was meant for Gusters, who's had a few catches this season, but really inaccurate. And I think maybe Utah thought Gusters was going to go further into the middle of the field into a slant, but I guess Gusters pulled up and just an awkward looking pass.
Empty set here. Interesting call here for the Trident. Utah rolling out to his right, looking over the middle. That is caught. That's going to be a first down. And that is Cooper there with his first catch of the night.
Massive on Terrell Cooper's first catch. It is for a first down on a very awkward, uncomfortable 3rd and pass situation. The conversion was made, and boy, that is a backbreaker, it feels like, for the Samurai.
Yep, it's just absolutely crazy here as the clock just keeps rolling. Big first down there for the Trident. They are going to run a draw play. It is going to be to Kaufman, and going to be a gain of 3 on the run. So 2nd and 7. Here for the Trident, trying to just drain this clock. It is going to be a handoff to Redmond, and he's going to be stopped right there. No gain on the play, as we are going to give you an update from league headquarters. Arizona does pull out the victory 30-17 after the score was tied at halftime at 10. Arizona's defense shutting them down in the second half with their victory there. So 3rd and 7 here back in Sin City. If you're just joining us, it's been a defensive ball game here. Washington looking pretty good so far. Sin City's offense has been very disrupted by that Washington defense as they are trying to melt this clock. It is going to be a draw play up the middle. Kaufman gets caught up, and it's going to be 4th down here for the Trident.
Yeah, Washington playing it safe. I don't mind that. They've got so little time left for Sin City to really do anything. By the time Sin City gets this back, it'll be under 3 minutes. So I don't mind it. They could have run it, they could have made a pass, gotten a first down, run this down a little bit more, but this is still a good needed drive for Washington to run some clock down.
Yep, Washington, after this drive, is over 155 yards of rushing tonight against the Sin City offense or Sin City defense. And it's just been a masterclass, especially with losing Christopher Dean there early on, as that is going to be just received into the back of the end zone. So Sin City will take over. They'll have 2:51 to go. I mean, if there is a team that can strike quick, John, it is going to be the Sin City offense if they can get it together.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I think, Israel Adams, Dillapre are both absolute, no doubt, home run targets, but they're going to have to get something going really fast here.
And as you can see, there are 119 total yards. That has just been the story tonight. Washington and the defensive coordinator, Albert Begin, with the master class. And speaking of master class, Al Dillapre Sr. showing that he can make a grab. What a play.
He is beside himself, because if he had been able to stay in bounds here, I don't know if it's a touchdown, but it's a huge play. But regardless, him getting out of bounds and making the catch, moving the sticks, that's a big play from Dillapre.
And him just palming that ball and still able to keep a hold of it, showing the strength there from Al Dillapre Sr. He has been kind of the bright spot a little bit here. 3 catches for 35 yards, at least in the passing offense. As Talon Steele has also got 3 catches for 31 as well. 1st and 10. Lung is going to be the man in motion. Patterson looking over the middle. That is going to be tipped away, incomplete.
Wow.
Willie Bands breaks up the play.
Band's getting in on the action. He's had a couple of really big tackles, but getting his hands in here there to break it up. Yeah, to your point about Dillapre, he's been the home run target for this offense through the passing game. He had a 74-yard catch earlier this season. So if anyone's going to do it, it's probably him.
You have 2nd and 10 out of the gun here. As Patterson looking, he's going to find it. Oh, that was really a good throw in the hands, but I don't know. Maybe Ryan Cook's footsteps got to him.
Yeah, it was a little bit behind the receiver, but that's a catch I would still expect him to make. You might be right. Ryan Cook footsteps. He's just been so good. Might have broken that up mentally.
3rd and 10. This is 4-down territory here for Sin City. Bunch set. Patterson rolls out to his right. He's going to look and finds his man. That's going to be Dillapre Sr. And they are going to go no huddle, and I like this idea.
Yeah, me too.
1st and 10. Patterson, deep drop, looking, and he's going to throw it down the sideline. It's caught. That's Dillapre Sr. again. And you just got to keep going with Dillapre Sr. They're finding a matchup that he likes. Rolling out to his right. Looking for Dillapre again, and that's going to be a catch, and that's going to get down to about the 22 and just keep it going. Ryan Cook getting burnt like toast here against Dillapre. Bumps him at the line. Patterson's going to go the other way, and it's going to be incomplete. And that was intended for Shea Carroll.
Wow, well, you got 3 timeouts left. You actually got that ball out and incomplete before the 2-minute warning, so not a bad situation to at least take a breath, see if they can draw up another play. Dillapre on fire so far.
Coming up here. Now they're just going to switch to the other side here. 2nd and 10. Patterson drops back looking. He's going to look for Dillapre Sr. He finds, oh, nope, this time it's Israel Adams. They're down to the 5-yard line, and that is Adams' first catch of the night.
Wow. That is a huge catch. Where was this before? Where was that? Maybe the urgency is what they needed to get this going.
Yep, and there we are now going to hit the 2-minute warning here. Sin City going with this no-huddle offense looking good. Can they get their first touchdown of the game? We'll be right back to find out here on the Virtual Football Network. And we are back here. Chad Rowland, John Warren in the booth, Phil Koss, Dakota Butts in the stats truck. Thank you, gentlemen. Empty set, looking ashore, and what a play. Nice little drawn up there. Al Dillapre Sr. gets the touchdown.
Well, it took us 38 minutes to get our first offensive touchdown of the game. That was a really nice drive by Scar Patterson, and especially for Al Dillapre. That's his 2nd touchdown of the season.
I mean, just a nice little drag route there by Dillapre Sr. as they are going to go for 2. Quads left look here as they are going to send a man in motion. I do not mind this opportunity here. If they're able to convert, that is another touchdown and 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up. Let's see if they can get it. Patterson, the pressure coming to him, and that's going to be taken down as Rodney Panani cleans it up. Doug Howard was there to hit the initial hit, but Panani picked it up for him.
Brutal. Just nothing developing there. I would expect Scar Patterson to maybe roll out. We're going to get an onside kick attempt here.
Yep, onside kick here, and they are going to receive that kick, and Washington putting the hands team out there as Womack makes a nice catch, and Washington will take over.
You know, Charles fans might have to go back and look at what an onside kick is, because that was basically just it's a line drive. Didn't bounce it at all. It came off awkwardly. Sometimes that happens. Washington's got a chance here to run this out, but Sin City's got 3 timeouts.
It looked like one of my drives that I had last night on 2K23, as that is going to be a handoff, and it's going to be Kaufman up the middle for a gain of 4.
So they're going to spend their timeouts here. Kaufman, though, is a great back to have if you need this kind of crunch time first down. 101 yards on the day.
Yep, Kaufman, 23 carries, really just carry the load here tonight after Christopher Dean went down early, as that is going to be a handoff. It is going to be to Kaufman again. He's able to get a first down, just driving it up the middle. And we got to remember, Kaufman is a pretty big back. I mean, both of their backs, actually, him and Dean are both 260 pounds, both 7-season veterans in this league.
Yeah, that is just absolute individual effort from Shane Kaufman to get that first down.
Yep, so first down here, Sin City, one more timeout to burn. They are going to hand this off to Kaufman. He's able to get a spin move. Another spin move as Kanye Rockefeller finally brings him down for a gain of a couple. And there goes Sin City's final timeout.
Final timeout here. Game is not technically over. I don't think Washington can run this all the way down, but it's going to be, miracle time here for Sin City to pull this one out.
Yep, and so it looks like they are just going to down it here.
Oof.
As I mean, they're going to have to punt it away.
They're going to punt it or kick it. We'll see what they decide here. Interesting decision. I would have just given this to Shane Kaufman a couple more times, and because he's been pretty sure-handed.
Well, and you want to make sure also that you don't risk any sort of injury too. You just never know, especially in a situation where you don't really need to gain the yards.
Yeah.
But it is going to be 3rd and 9 here as we are just getting under a minute to go. And so Washington will improve. Well, we'll see here, but Washington will improve to 3-0 as that will be really their first, actually, it'll still be their first 3-0 start. They started 5-0 back in season 16 when they were still the St. Louis Gladiators. That was one of their times they made the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a storied franchise. They've been around for a long time, but they have not had a ton of success historically. Like you said, that season 16 start, they ended up only being 7-5, but that 5-0 start was nice.
And Troll coming out here for the kick. And the kick is up and good. So Washington extends their lead 22-9. And so, as we said, Washington will be 3-0. They got the Houston Headhunters at home next week. And Sin City is going to have a tough opponent next week as they will face the Arizona Scorpions in the division. Arizona, that's never an easy place to play.
No, it's not. Arizona looks awfully good. They just won that game against Nashville, and they're looking pretty strong early in the season.
And I am sure that Arizona will be watching this game and seeing how Washington played this well. As John, let's just get your thoughts here real quick. What was your reaction to this game tonight?
Well, Washington really called a flawless game on defense. I mean, I really think, aside from that last drive from the Samurai where they just had to, desperation, move the ball fast, no huddle. Aside from that, they really played this perfectly. They decided to stop the run early and then put Scar Patterson in a situation to make mistakes, and the secondary played about as good of an individual game as I've seen from an SFL team in many years. So that was really the story for me.
Yep, and Scar Patterson does make a connection there. And I believe that was to Bob Lung for a nice gain of 22 yards. And so you got one more play left here, and we'll see if they just try to do a desperation heave. I mean, there's no way they're going to come back and win this ball game, but so, I mean, really the takeaway tonight, as we talked about, I mean, has just been this defense of Washington. I mean, just such a good game by them. And there's going to be kind of what it's been tonight, an interception by the linebacker, Nicholas Warner. That is going to be Patterson's 4th interception of the night, and that is going to do it here in Sin City. But as we talked about, I mean, this secondary, Mark Kaufman making plays, John DeSantis making plays, Ryan Cook making amazing plays, Willie Bands making some big hits, right? And Albert Begin making some hits as well. So, Kappa Jones with the pick 6, was really a big hand as well. So Washington 3-0, taking down the Sin City Samurai here 22-9 as just an overall amazing game here, John.
Yeah, it was a really nice performance by the Trident. They moved to 3-0. This franchise has got to be excited and energized. They've not had nice seasons over the past few years. Now they've got Tommy Utah, who's a veteran presence coming over from Louisiana, not making mistakes. I mean, that's really a big deal for this team. We only had that one fumble early from Christopher Dean. That's a blip. Otherwise, they've been taking care of things. On the other side, Scar Patterson, he's just not looked great to start this season. Some of that has to do with the slow start of this backfield. They have not really been as dominant as they had been in the past couple seasons. And they've got to find an identity as on offense. If they're not going to get it done on the ground, what does it look like for Scar Patterson to move the ball down the field quickly? We saw maybe some evidence of that with that Dillapre drive, but otherwise, they've got to find some answers.
Yep, and hopefully maybe they'll try to find that next week in Arizona. But for Phil Koss and Dakota Butts and for John Warren, this is Chad Rowland signing off here. See you next time on the Virtual Football Network.